Shalom, this is Sophia, the AmaruKhan Miriyam, and we are here on Gucci Man Day. It is 10/17. This video is not going to be posted today, but I wanted to record it while I have all the information kind of fresh, and when it's relevant, then I will be sharing this. So you'll be seeing this sometime after I actually record it. We have to look at who our actual enemy is. Now that we have essentially won this battle against the professional victims unit and the walls are closing in on them, one of the takeaways that I got from my healing session is that there was somebody else in my energy, tapped into my energy. And so I didn't know who that was. I suspected who it could be, but I still didn't have a good way of describing what this enemy looks like. And it's really not good to have an enemy that you don't know. You can't fight what you don't know, for sure. And so I went and did some digging to figure out what is the true nature of this this entity that is still either tapped into our energy, attempting to tap into our energy, going to try and hold us back, or whatever the case may be. What is going on here? And so the key is in, come on, man. The key is in Psalm 83. Let me read it to you from, I've got my Orthodox Bible here. We're going to read Psalms 83 verse 5, from 5 to 8, okay? For they have consulted together with one consent. They form a confederacy against you. The tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab and the Hagrites, Gebal, Ammon and Amalek, Philistia with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assyria also has joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot. Selah. Okay. So let me read it to you in the Hebrew. Them same 5 verses from 5 to 8. They said, "Come, let us destroy them from being a nation, and the name of Israel will no longer be remembered. For they have taken counsel with one accord against you. They form a pact. The tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab and the Hagrites, Gebal, Ammon, and Amalek, Philistia with the inhabitants of Tyre. Also, Assyria joined them. They were the arm of the children of Lot forever." So this is a little bit different. This verse 9 says, they were the arm of the children of Lot forever. Now, what does that mean? So we have to go back and revisit Lot's story. So Lot was obviously the nephew of Abraham. And from what I understand, Abraham took him in because his father was killed by Abraham by accident. I guess when Abraham set the temple on fire, and he ran back in to save the idols. So Lot was like his dad. Like, we have to really think about this whole thing, because our enemies are the children of Lot and those who align with the children of Lot. So you have to go through a bunch of different books to put this story all together, but I'm going to bottom line it so that we can have a clear understanding of what's going on. So now remember, Lot was, so if you go back and read the story of Lot, which is in Genesis 18, it does not make any sense. The story, unless Lot is not a good person, then the story makes perfect sense. If Lot is a good person, the story doesn't add up. When Lot is not a good person, the story makes way more sense. Because first you have Lot sitting out at the temple, at the wall of the city, right? Which in itself is not bad. But when the angels came to the city to, I guess, I would say scan everyone and see what was getting ready to happen, because they had been scheduled for destruction due to their wickedness. So the angels came to the city. Children. When the angels decided to go to the city to basically get ready to lay down the business, right? They actually, Lot intercepted them. Now, how I read this story was, I always thought that Lot recognized that they were angels. But when you read the story as Lot being a vagrant, and kind of like the rest of the people in Sodom and Gomorrah, then the story actually makes more sense. So you have Lot out there sitting on the temple wall, sitting on the wall of the city walls, trying to see who he's going to proposition. And these men come through, and he knows how the people are in that city, so he propositions them first before the rest of the people come in to proposition them, right? And so he brings the men to his house, and everybody's getting ready to lay down when here come all the people from all around town. Pause. Why did they come to Lot's house? Even if they saw these two men show up, what was Lot doing that somehow they would think that they're going to show up at Lot's house and he's just going to go for whatever it is they're talking about? Unless you're a scumbag, okay? So what does Lot do? He says, hey, leave these men for me, and I'll give you my virgin daughters. Now, if that sounds strange to you, it definitely sounds strange to me. So what did the angels do? The angels struck all the people on the outside of the door. Now, mind you, when you read it, it says everybody, large and small. There were children on the outside of the door trying to get at these two men. Do that sound weird? Like, I mean, just like, hey, we got to make these stories real. You mean to tell me you got 10-year-olds out here trying to rape these two angels? Like, what's going on here? Like, why would they be thinking that they could come to Lot's house and do this kind of crap? Because let me tell you something. If somebody come to my house acting like they about to do something to somebody who entered my house as a guest, they best to know they about to get a double barrel to the chest or something. Like, no, you're not going to be doing that. And not only did Lot say, not only did Lot say no, but then he said, yeah, take my virgin daughters and do with them what you want. Ew. Like, what? Like, just, I mean, I will be, this video might get taken down. It's cool. I need y'all to think about this real carefully. Why is he going to give up his daughters in exchange for these two men that he just picked up off the street? What does he think is about to happen that these two men that he just picked up off the street are more valuable than his virgin daughters? I need y'all to really ponder that, because honestly, it's disgusting. Lot sounds like a scumbag, like a total scumbag. So, the angels defend the virginity of his daughters. Smite all the people down. Tell them, hey, listen, y'all gotta, so that they're blind. They strike them blind. He tells Lot, listen, get your family and get out of here. Y'all have to go. What does Lot do? Does he leave? No, he hems and haws. He's like, maybe I should stay here. I hear what you're saying. You're going to destroy the place, but maybe I'm better off here. Yo, what is up with that? Like, so the angels literally have to like pick them up and take them out of the town because they refuse to leave. Then what does Lot's wife do? She turns around and looks back. And we talked about that in some other video. I can't remember right now. So I'm not going to go into that part of the story because something didn't really set well with me on that either. But anyway, moving forward. So they're like they told Lot going to the mountains. What does Lot do? He says, nah, I don't want to go into the mountains. Let me go into this small city. This small city should be okay. And they're like, okay, fine. Go ahead into the small city. They get to the small city, Zoar. And it must be totally empty. Why do I say that? Because he's afraid to be there. He's scared out his pants. Because they can see the smoke coming from Sodom and Gomorrah that just gets blown off the map. Okay? Sodom and Gomorrah just gets totaled. Total. He gets into Zohar. He thinks, okay, maybe I can still give me some hoes if I go into a town instead of into the mountains. Well, that town, he gets there, and like I said, it must be empty. Why? Because in the next part of the story, you have Lot's daughters, the two virgin daughters that were left, saying, okay, listen, what are we going to do here? Like, the planet has been destroyed. You see all the smoke and the fire out the window. We have to repopulate the earth, just like with Noah. So these people had the trauma of the flood still fresh on their minds. They were traumatized from that. So that tells me this is why the Most High is not going to traumatize people by flooding the earth. That was way too traumatic. People did a lot of crazy stuff, worried that the earth was going to flood again the way that it had happened the first time. It messed with people psychologically. So that's why people who are expecting some big thing to happen, no, the Most High is not going to do that, because when he did it the first time, people started acting crazier and crazier, and that experiment didn't go too well. So he ain't going to do that experiment no more of destroying everything. No, it's going to be targeted at just the people who deserve it, okay? Just like Sodom and Gomorrah, that was targeted, just those places. And they thought, because they knew that, the Most High sent the rainbow as a promise he would never flood again, but then they knew that what was coming next was going to be fire. So what do they decide to do? Now, these were virgins, okay? Now, this part of the story is in the Talmud. I would just already say that. This is not in, I don't know. This is in the Talmud. So, in the wisdom of these women, they're like, well, we have to repopulate the earth, so we're going to have to lay down with our father. Now, it says that they got him drunk, so drunk that he did not know when he lay down, when the one got up. He was unaware. Now, to my surprise, the Talmud does not look favorably on Lot in this story. They basically call him a scumbag, because the actual Hebrew letters indicate that it was not true that he didn't know when his daughter came up from him. He did know. He knew exactly what was going on. And why would he get drunk like that 2 nights in a row? And where did the wine come from? So this led me to Joel. And I did a video on my Ortho Sister channel, which I'm sure you'll see that before this comes out, or it'll be up, where I read that prophecy from Joel, where it talks about wine coming out of the mountains and milk flowing from it's just like kind of like a weird setup. But you're like, okay, so where did they get wine from to get their father drunk so that they could allegedly repopulate the planet? Like, what is going on here? More like question marks, right? And not only did they do this once, they did it twice. Once with each sister. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me who has met these kind of people. But I know people who are men who are addicted to sex. Or I did know some when I was out in the streets. Which I'm no longer in the streets. So, I don't know these people anymore. But I can tell you how they act. When they get drunk, they act like they don't know what's going on. Then when they do stuff, they act like they don't know what's going on. But you know they remember because they may come back the next day and do the same thing again. I used to see this at the strip club all the time. You would have like some like rich white guy. I was observing. I wasn't like stripping. I would observe the behavior of these people. They would come and they would see these girls and they would pick one. They would be so drunk they couldn't remember anything. Pay for a private dance or whatever that is. And now, mind you, if they couldn't remember anything, why would they come back the next day and do the same thing again? And yet, they would come back the next day, do the same thing again. Now, that's Lot. I'm sorry. That he's some kind of sex crazed maniac, basically. He does not seem like a really good person. And so that is evidenced by the names of what I have here. That is evidenced by the names of the children. So let's talk about that real quick. Let me see. It's in here. All right. So okay, so here we go. Now remember, no, before I get it, let's just read this. So I'm gonna read a couple paragraphs from this. This is about the explanation from the Talmud. Lot's daughters, in contrast, are treated sympathetically. The Midrash observes that by strict law, the daughters deserve to be burnt by fire for having lain with their father. But the Holy One, blessed be He, who knows man's thoughts, judges them by their thoughts and not their deed. The daughter's true intent was not to lie with their father, on whom they had no sexual designs, but to save the world from total devastation. The daughters thought that the entire world had been laid to waste, as had happened during the flood, like I said, since they saw no living souls wherever they went, and did not know that only Sodom had been destroyed. They said, the Holy One, blessed be He, has rescued us, so that the world will exist through us, so that the human race shall continue. The Holy One, blessed be He, knew their honest minds and their good thoughts, and rewarded them for their actions. Accordingly, when He commanded, no Ammonite or Moabite shall be admitted into the congregation of the Lord in Deuteronomy 23:4, this prohibition against intermarriage applies only to the males and not to the females. That's really important. That's really important because a lot of quote unquote Hebrew women are always getting on these men for intermarrying. But that's not the rule. It only applies to the men, not the women, because the men have the proclivities of their father, which is Job, or Lot, actually, not Job. Job is totally different. Okay? And remember, Ruth, okay, this is in the next sentence. The underlying reason for the sympathetic treatment of the daughters of Lot apparently stems from Ruth, the Moabites, tracing her lineage to them and the subsequent descent of King David and eventually of the Messiah from Ruth's marriage to Boaz. According to the Midrashic account, when Lot was commanded to rescue his two daughters from the destruction, the angels already foresaw that Ruth, the Moabite, and Naamah, the Ammonite, would descend from them. In addition, when scripture tells the incestuous act by the daughters of Lot, who say that we may preserve seed from our father, it uses the word Zerah, or seed, or offspring in a more general sense, and not son, since the intent of the Holy One, blessed be he, was related to the Messiah. Thus, from a historical perspective, this act was essential for the future advent of the Messiah. This action also explains the midrash that Lot's daughters had no wine. A miracle was performed for them, and the cave in which they lived became a portent of the world to come, dripping with wine, as in the depiction of the world to come. And in that day, the mountain shall drip with wine. Joel 4:18. Now, you know in your regular Bibles ain't no Joel 4:18, right? They don't have no Joel 4 in your regular Bible. I had to look in the Orthodox Bible, and I'm sure it's in the Apocrypha, to get chapter 4. And I read it in Hebrew. It's totally different. Anyway, an additional wonder. The rabbis mistakenly believe that a virgin does not become pregnant from her first intercourse, while Lot's daughters, who were virgins, did become pregnant from this initial act. This midrash reiterates the purity of their intentions, since they lay with their father only a single time to ensure the continuity of the world, just as Ruth acted for an ideal when she went down at night to the threshing floor of Boaz. Too, the daughters of Lot acted altruistically. So they had good intentions, but their daddy was a scumbag. Okay? And so these sons of Lot, now mind you, the rest of his children are gone. Everybody else died. So why does it say specifically in Psalms 83, the sons of Lot? And remember, in the regular Bible, this is verse 8, they have helped the children of Lot. But in where I just read it from, the Hebrew, it says they are the arm of the children of Lot. That's a pretty big difference. Being helpful and being the arm, you know, that's not the same. See? The arm of the children of Lot. They were the arm of the children of Lot forever. Not for a small amount of time, forever. So once Lot's children, always Lot's children, okay? That's really important to remember, or to keep it in mind. Okay, so who are the children of Lot? They're the Moabites and the Ammonites. So who is that though? What priesthood is that? What religious order is that? Who do these people worship? So when I started to look at that, I don't see it here anymore. Hold on, let me see if I can pull that up. Now this is not gonna sound crazy to y'all. It was really crazy to me. So we've got two separate lines here. Okay, the Ammonites. Ammon comes from the name of one of the children was Ammon, right? And the other one was Moab. So Ammon comes from like Ammon-Ra, like it comes from the Egyptian pantheon. And Moab, the Moabites worshipped Chemosh, which was basically, as far as I can tell, Consu, the Egyptian god. So this was a little bit puzzling to me. But the way that I can explain it is that Ammon is not the same as Ammon-Ra. Okay? Ammon-Ra is when Ammon actually merged with Ra to become a new deity. I would say like Ammon-Ra is kind of like the son, and Ammon is kind of like his father. So the son of Ammon and Mut is Consu. So you have to kind of look at this. It's kind of like a different kind of trinity. You have Ammon. Well, first of all, Ammon had more than one consort. You have, it could have been because it's Ammon and then Ammon-Ra. Then you have, his consorts were Ammonet and Mut. So Ammonet and Ammon, they could have had, Ammon and Mut had Consu. And then maybe Ammon and Ammonet had Ammon-Ra. That's kind of like how I would describe it, for lack of a better way to describe it, because I'm not familiar with the Egyptian pantheon. I never got into all of that. All you Egyptologists, please don't get in my comments telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't care. I'm just trying to relate this back to who it is that is coming up against us. I don't care about Egyptian history. What I need to know will be revealed. Please don't try to explain it to me, because the way that it has to be explained to me is based on my frame of knowledge, which you don't know. So don't do it, because I don't care about, okay? I don't. If I have a question, I will be like, if anybody knows this, please tell me. This is not for me, or I disagree. I don't care about that, okay? I'm saying that because I don't want to hear it. Like, this is not about that. This is trying to figure out who these people are. So, that is to say, these are the idolaters, the idol worshippers, the ones who worship Consu as an idol, and the ones who worship Ammon as an idol. Okay? Not every single person who was practicing Egyptology is a problem. Those who worship Ammon as an idol and Consu as an idol, I am calling them the Leviathan priesthood of Ammon and the Leviathan priesthood of Consu. Now, who are these people exactly? I have an idea, but it has not been fully put together, and so I'm not going to go into that because I don't think it's necessary. I just want people to start looking at these stories in the Bible and trying to figure out what they mean. So what I can say is it is my belief that the professionals victims unit is actually the Edomites, and you have multiple kinds of Edomites. You have Edomites that took on the professional victim unit moniker, and you have Edomites that didn't. And this whole battle that they got going on is amongst the Edomites, and so we really don't have nothing to do with that. That's Edomite against Edomite. That's what they said was going to happen. We won't have nothing to do with that. I just want people to think about the language that they're using and understand that the Edomites is just, because remember here it says the tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites. That's what you got. The professional victims unit and the Ishmaelites are fighting against each other. They are conspiring against us. So why any Hebrew Israelite is taking the side of the professional victims unit or of the Ishmaelites is beyond my understanding. I'm not taking nobody's side. I'm taking the side of life, which is what Jesus told us to do, is to protect life. He did not say for us to take the side of our enemies. And so if you have taken a side as if one side is better than the other, these people are your enemies. It says right there in Psalm 83. It also says they have helped the children of Lot. So this also tells me that there's another group of people pretending to be the children of the Most High God. They are LARPing as us. And if you think about it, you will know what I'm saying. I am not saying it like out yet. I still need some more information. But there are another group of people who do not look like us and have taken on the spiritual authority that our people are supposed to have, that willingly scattered us across the planet and are even to this day pretending to be us. And when we try to assert ourselves as this group of people, we are immediately ridiculed and laughed out. Even the United States government refuses to acknowledge us as this group of people. And so this is a problem that will have to be rectified. I do not know how the Most High is going to solve this problem. I do not wish to know how the Most High is going to solve this problem. He does not in any way have to reveal this to me at all, because I would rather not be involved in this fight. However, I can see the writing on the wall. And so I am telling you all, there are other groups of people that are pretending to be us. And every group that has conspired against us to steal our energy and to separate us into a million different pieces and scatter us all across the globe is going to have to come clean. And they're going to have to return what they stole from us. Now, this particular group of people likes to pretend like everybody stole everything from them. However, there's a bloody war that was fought in a particular land over this particular group of people saying that they're the ones who are the victims. When I think of Professional Victims Unit, the number one I think is those people over there in that country, and these are number two. These might be number one, because these people are grifting hard off pretending to be us, while deliberately excluding us from any benefit of actually being the people. This makes me very angry. And I'm really not trying to go there, because I am hoping and praying that these people surrender before there's a battle, because I'm not trying to get involved in this. This is not something that I'm not signing up for this. I'm not enlisting. I'll do whatever the Most High wants. Of course, everyone knows that. But this is not a battle I'm willing to willingly take. However, everyone who has stolen from us, the true people of the book, the true Israelites, the true Atlanteans, got to return back to the true Atlanteans what they took. And so for those people who watch my videos, who know exactly what I'm talking about, you know exactly who you are. This is your warning. Turn it over to us. You all know where the Ark of the Covenant is. Return it to us. It is ours. We are claiming it. The inheritance that goes along with it. We are the true Atlanteans. We know who we are. A lot of us do. And you all cannot continue to LARP as us. This is like I don't even know what you call these people. These are another group of professional victims, okay? I don't know what you call these people. They are also professional victims. Until I started down this part of my research, I never realized how many people were making money off being victimized, pretending to be us. I had never considered the sheer amount of money that has been spent by people to have our birthright and to have our inheritance. It is quite shocking, and it's really, really difficult for me to process. And so I am, I'm asking everybody to pray that this has a peaceful ending and that we are able to move through this part without any no unnecessary loss of life, of course, as always, and no unnecessary pain and suffering. However, I do not, as hard as it has been to take down the Professional Victims Unit, we were doing that blind. This is even blinder because we literally don't know who these people are. At least the Professional Victims Unit, they were obvious. This is even less obvious because we're just talking about the children of Lot. That's very, very general. And then when you figure out that it's tied in with this whole Egyptology, there's only a few groups of people who want us to believe that we are the children of Lot. We are not the children of Lot. We're the children of Abraham. If you're going to go in that, we're not the children of Lot. So it makes me believe that some of the people who have been trying to recast our people into the children of Lot moniker through their gods of Ammon and Kepher, Consu, are the same ones that we're having a problem with right now. And so this is very, very weird to me. But these people need to stop pretending to be us. They are not us. We are not the same. Some of us may look similar, but we are not the same. And so they're going to have to stop pretending to be us. And they're going to have to give back everything that they stole from us, the people who were supposed to get it. I'm not like really happy about this, because I know what it means. I know what we do over here. So, I just wanted to put that out there to you. So our true enemies have always been and will always be the sons of Lot, which is Ammon and Consu. The idol worshippers, the ones who worship, who idolize Ammon and Consu. And you can look it up. I mean, I'm not going to. Usually, I would do a whole video and all of that. I don't have the energy to actually do this, to be honest, because this is too much. This is too much, and the Most High is not providing me enough relief for me to go into this the way that I want to, which is why I don't like this. This is way too much warfare, allegedly, that may have to be done, and protection that needs to be done for me to feel comfortable even really discussing this, which is why the video is going to be made and it's going to be shared at the time when the Most High tells me to share it, which hopefully will be after I have some protection. So I feel very uncomfortable talking about this with no protection. Very, very uncomfortable. Not that I don't have no protection. Not that. It's just that when you're going after unknown enemies, you really don't know who the enemies are. These are completely unknown enemies that have been pretending to be us longer than the professional victims unit. And I don't know how you rectify that in your mind. These people, the Ammon idolaters and the Consu idolaters, have pretended to be us longer than the professional victims unit. I'm not really like, I don't know what kind of battle this is. However, I trust the Most High first and foremost. I know our big brother is not going to let us down. Our beloved sister has our backs, and we've got a whole host of saints that are ready. And so I do suggest to people, you need to be doing cord cuttings like every day. I think I'm going to do mine. I'm going to do one every single day during our 22-day fast, a cord cutting ritual every single day. These people have to get out of our energy. And if I could see what the professional victims unit was doing with our, having us on their altars, having, our blood samples, I can't imagine what this group of people has on us. Because they know us from, they know us from like very close to the foundation of the planet. And that is what concerns me. That concerns me. Not scared at all. It's just concerning. I don't want anybody to get hurt. And of course, I want for these people to stop what they're doing and repent. come in peace, and we will come in peace. We're not trying to fight. We don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I want to come in peace. I want this to be resolved peacefully. But what I won't do is allow you to keep playing in my energy and ruining my life. And so I'll do what it takes. But I'm begging you, know who you are, you idolaters of Ammon and Consu. I am begging you, please let us resolve this peacefully. I do not wish the wrath of the Most High on you, but I know it's coming. Because this cannot continue. Nobody can continue to pretend to be us. Nobody. 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 Okay? That's very, very difficult for me to say because I know exactly what it means. And when it gets released, I know exactly what that means for me. And it is what it is. You guys have to stop pretending to be us. No more victims. No more victims. No more. There's no victims here. Everybody made a choice. There's no victims here. We're not victims. We were being punished. Maybe for something we didn't even do. That's neither here nor there. But we have no more victims here. This is not a planet of victims. Everybody has to be judged. And we're at the valley of judgment right now. And so our saints are going to defend us. And so I highly advise these people to get out of our energy, to back away slowly, and to return everything. Are you going to really, let me not say that. You're going to really see something. You're going to really see something. And I don't have anything to do with it. This is all on the Most High, mother, father, sister, brother, the saints, who a lot of you all martyred. It's out of my hands. I'm just giving you the warning. We know who you are. We know what your energy is. We're going to start digging into it, and you're going to be the threat is going to be eliminated, and has nothing to do with me. I'm not going to do anything except for pontificate on the internet and try to stay out of trouble. And pray that you all repent and that we can resolve this peacefully. That is my prayer. That is my hope for peace. Everybody on this side wants peace. We don't want to fight anymore. We're not trying to start any fights. We don't want to do any more fighting. We want peace. And if you all will come to the table peacefully, then we'll have peace. And if you won't, like it says in Joel, the Most High is going to avenge us. And it's nothing we can do at that point. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah, y'all are going to wish for Sodom and Gomorrah from what I understand. And that's really unfortunate because we do not wish for that. Okay, we wish to resolve this peacefully. So I'm personally asking you, please surrender in peace. Greet us in peace. Give us back everything. Leave the land. And we can pretend like this never happened. Just leave and go back to where you came from. I don't know where that is. A place will be made if you seek it, and that's what I'm going to suggest. But there's a land that is our land that you have to give us back. And we won't take no for an answer because it's not right. It's not right. The scale has to be balanced. And that means there's no more victims. Okay? So I hope everyone understands. There's a lot of read between the lines. Ask the Holy Spirit for some clarification. Some of these people, some of y'all, this message is not for you at all. I feel confidence that the Most High is going to defend us. And there's not going to be no more victims left on this planet. Everybody has to put on their big boy pants and stand up. Stand 10 toes down on their own stuff. That includes everyone. Okay? So, shalom everyone, peace be unto you, and we'll see you in the next video.